What's up, guys? So, I know this is a little weird because usually I have a car meet vlog out, but it's 1 in the morning. I just got back from hanging out with Hayden. Basically, the reason there's not a car meet vlog today, that's not this video, is because originally I had Friday off, or yesterday, for you guys. And what happened was, the guy was supposed to go in and cover me today. Not cover me. The guy was supposed to go in. Basically what happened is I switched with a guy today. The manager switched me with a guy. And the other guy decided not to come in, so I wound up having to go in anyway and work a 5.5 hour shift, which I know to a lot of you guys doesn't sound like very much, especially if you work a full-time job. But for a part-timer, that's a pretty good bit. But anyway, that was beside the point. I worked until 9:30. So, not only did I have to rush and get ready to go to work, which means I never got to film an intro clip, I worked for 5.5 hours, so I couldn't film anything during that time period. And as soon as I got off work, I went straight over to the meet and was there for like 5 minutes, because I work literally not even 5-10 minutes maybe from Boosted Mafia. So I rode over there, met up with Michael and Case, and they left as soon as I got there. So I wasn't there very long. I saw Dalton for a second. So I didn't even have enough time to pull the camera out or even remotely start to walk around. Then I went and I got home, changed out of my uniform, and went over to Hayden's. And speaking of the uniform, I have one of my 3 shirts right here. This is it. So thought I'd show you guys. I got 3 of these shirts. The other one's in the wash right now, the one I wore today. But I really like this shirt. It's really comfortable. It's got a little pocket, which my other shirt that I've been wearing, which I call the trainee shirt, doesn't have. It didn't have the logos. It didn't have my name embroidered in it. It didn't have the pocket or anything. These came really fast in like less than a week. So pretty good stuff. And like I said, these things are really comfortable compared to the shirt I was wearing. So I'm actually going to unbutton this top button, because anyone who knows me, if you ever see me in a button-up shirt, I never have the top button done. And at work, this is acceptable. So I have another one in here, as well as my main shirt, which is in the wash. So they're all the same design, same embroidery and all that stuff on it, but I like them. They're pretty comfortable shirts. But this video is kind of just, I guess, a mini channel update. I know I already did one this week. Well, I guess I can't really call it a channel update, because really what this video is going to be is what do I plan on buying first for the Sport Trac now that I'm working. And now that I'm working, I'm obviously making money. I still haven't gotten my first paycheck yet. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be next week maybe, because I thought I would have it this week, but I was obviously wrong. The fact that it's Saturday morning right now and I'm filming this and I still haven't gotten paid, so obviously I haven't got my first paycheck yet. So either way, so there are a couple things that I've got my eyes on right now. One of which is kind of a big deal to me. May not be to some of you guys, maybe even weird to some of you, but that's seats. And one of Michael's co-workers is selling a set of bucket seats for $75, and I just need to get brackets. So, $125 or so for in total with with decent brackets and these seats, versus $900 including brackets for the Brahms I was looking at originally for the truck. Now, the difference between these and the Brahms is these are cloth. And the reason I was still kind of skeptical about the Brahms is, unless I did a full interior swap to a black interior, I'd have to get gray micro suede seats. And I do not want suede interior, because suede stains easily. And it being my daily driver, I'd be sitting in it after work when I've been sweating all day, or I get in it from the rain, or I eat in it, or something like that, which is very rare. You actually hardly ever eat, if at all, in the truck. So that's why I was kind of like on the Brahms. I know, granted, I could just easily swap to a black interior. I could probably paint my dash if I really was desperate, but I really don't really care to do all that work. So that's kind of why I'm kind of skeptical about putting black seats in a gray interior. Granted, my steering wheel is black, but that's the only black fixture in the interior is my steering wheel. Everything else is gray. So having black seats in a gray interior would just look funny to me. Now, I know the idea of putting bucket seats in a truck is weird. But the reasoning for that is, while I like how comfortable the stock seats are in the truck, I really want something that's a bit heavier bolstering. I really want something that's going to hold me into the seat better, because body roll gets me a little sick. I get a little bit of motion sickness taking turns sometimes because of how much body roll, due to the fact that Sport Trac's a top-heavy vehicle, that there is. And I really want something that's going to keep me focused on the road and keep me from going, oh, whoa, every time I take a turn. Granted, I don't go very fast around turns. If you've ever ridden with me, you'll know I typically don't take turns very fast. There are times where I'll be like, oh, let's have some fun. And usually I'll jokingly take a turn fast just to make my friends do this or this because it's funny to me. But I really want something that's just a bit more aggressive in the bolstering department. And that's why I'm looking at the seats. Granted, my parents, they aren't a big fan of it, mainly because the seats are used. And it's understandable. They would rather me buy brand new seats for the truck. But again, I'm having a hard time finding seats I like that aren't black leather. Because I don't want black leather, and I don't want the Type R brides, which are bright red, which would not even go right due to the fact I have a blue truck with a gray interior. So having just random red seats would just look funny to me. At one point, I liked the idea of putting red seats in there, but the ricer in me at least. But the rest of me was just like, don't do it. So that's kind of that. That's one of the first things that I plan on looking at are these seats. Granted, I haven't decided yet if I'm completely down to buy them. I do like them. They look good. But I really just don't know. I think I'm going to have to look at them in person. I could probably hit them with some fabric cleaner to look better and make them clean. But that's that. So the next thing I'm really looking forward to is U-bolts. Now, a lot of you guys know lowering a Sport Trac is practically is not impossible, but it is extremely difficult, and that's because of the U-bolts. And I have everything I need minus those U-bolts to get the truck lowered. Now, my work sells U-bolts, and my dad came by today while I was at work, and he found U-bolts that would pretty much work, but he needs to get the right diameter to make sure everything works. So he needs to find out if it's a 5/8 or a 3/16, I believe, was what he's talking about. And once we figure that out, we can lower the truck, which means finally, at long last, I can live up to the front plate, because I know a lot of people cringe at that. At shows and events that the truck makes appearances at, people are like, why does it say 1 low 4.0 on the front when it's not even low? There you go. There's my answer. The plate got here first. That's literally it. And I don't like the look of not having a front plate with that box on the front for one. So I wanted that plate to begin with. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and slap it on while I can. You know, even though I'm not even low yet. And granted, when I did that, I was expecting to be low that weekend. Of course, that didn't happen. So those are the main two things I'm looking to purchasing first, is this specific set of seats. Granted, you never know. I might go there and they're destroyed and they're not even be worth $75 to me. Granted, I don't know this guy. Michael knows this guy. He trusts this guy. So we'll just see what happens with the seats. I'll probably do a video on it if I get them. And I'll probably have them in my room for a little while, just chilling out here in the back of the studio while I'm awaiting brackets, because I've got my eye on a set of Corbo brackets. Fun fact about Sport Tracs: if you ever want to put racing seats in a Sport Trac for some odd reason, you'll need Ranger brackets, because apparently there was no Sport Trac specific brackets, and they use the same chassis as a Ranger anyway, so it's very simple to get. And that's actually courtesy of Automotive School, another Sport Trac owning YouTuber who did put bucket seats in a Sport Trac 4 times. All 4 of his seats, he's got 4 bucket seats in that truck, so there you go. Easy way to tell you to do it. Make sure you have Ranger brackets. So that'll probably be what I look for first, is a set of Ranger brackets, and see what happens there. But yeah, on top of that, in this fall, I plan on getting a new audio system, mainly being a radio, a touchscreen deck. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, Jordan, you just bought a radio. Yeah, I did, but I really wanted a touchscreen. At the time, I couldn't afford it, but I really just needed to get away from the stock radio because the stock radio was broken. So I was like, you know what? I'll cheap out. I'll buy a cheap radio for now, and then in the future, whenever I have lots of money to spare, I'll pop in a touchscreen. So I'm going to be able to do that this fall. As well as speakers, because the stock audio system is okay to me. Michael hates it for some reason. I don't really understand why. He always feels the need to mess with my settings, which irritates the full out of me. But I really want to upgrade door speakers as well. And of course put in a reverse camera, because I really just have a hard time backing up in that truck, which is why usually I choose not to back up. Usually I'll try to pull in as much as possible, but going to events and stuff, sometimes you'll need to back in. So I'm probably going to pick up a reverse camera at the same time. But that's down the road. But the first things, like I said, I'm really focused on are these U-bolts and the seats. So anyway, if everything goes to plan, I might be getting the U-bolts either this weekend or next, and we'll be finally getting low, which means it'll be a really good video that I've been waiting to make forever. But anyway, guys, that'll wrap up this short video. Again, I'm sorry there's not a car me vlog today, but like I said, I got out of work, literally was there for 5 minutes, didn't even have enough time to pull the camera out, and then went home. So anyway, that'll wrap it up. See you guys next week.